Hello, awakened being. Welcome to this channel. Here I do tarot and oracle readings to support you along your spiritual journey. If that interests you, feel free to check out any other content on the channel as well as interact with this video if you feel called to. This reading is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, February 2026 predictions. Let's go. Gemini. I do feel like there could be some sort of partnership being highlighted for you. So whether that's romantically or like business-like or something like that. Maybe it's within yourself because we are talking about Gemini, two sides. So it could be, inner child, adult, something like that. But I do feel like there's some sort of partnership happening for February for you, okay? Okay. All right, we got King of Needles at the back of the deck. Love that for you. Let's go ahead and start there. Okay, sorry, I'm on a rolly chair and my cat disappeared, so I wanted to make sure I didn't run him over. And oh my god, he's in a wheelchair and for this reading, so that's actually interesting. So I don't know, maybe there's a message about like making sure, like I guess being mindful of your pacing with something. As you can see, he's being very contemplative here. But ultimately, the King of Needles is somebody who is very thoughtful. The king is the master of their realm, and so that's going to be planning, thinking, knowing when to speak, knowing when to listen. Okay, and so with this here, it honestly looks like he's taking in what somebody's saying and pondering it and, reflecting on it. And so I do feel like just right off the bat, some advice could be, making sure that you're listening as much as you're thinking, or allowing just like a balance between talking and not talking, talking and listening, having that healthy balance. And I feel like that will help you strengthen either connection with yourself or with another individual specifically. But I do feel like there's some wisdom coming your way or some sort of exchange that will leave you pondering and reflecting. So I do feel like it's something healing as well because we have Six of Needles here underneath. So I do feel like there's some information coming your way that, you're going to consider and that could be very helpful and healing for you. I do feel like it's related to relationship for some of you, and for others it's related to health. Okay. Okay, so definitely, go get things checked out if you feel like it's been a while for that. I feel like that's a good a message right there to maybe get some things looked at. Just to have an overall stamp of, where you're at, how you're doing. Some of you may be looking into like a therapist or some sort of, I feel like for February, you are either seeking or interacting with something that's healing for you. So like, going to the doctor or going to see a therapist, something like that. In that modality. For others of you, it could be a different form. But I just feel like you're just coming into some sort of healing, having healing conversations. For some of you, this could even be with like a person in particular or a family member, where some things are being brought to the surface and you're hearing their side of things or where they're coming from. And, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're forgiving them, but it just feels like a step in the right direction of having just a courageous conversation. Okay. We do have Six of Candles here. That does say that it feels like it's very rewarding for you, whatever experience you have. What you're learning from it or what you're receiving from it is rewarding. Okay. So yeah. All right, what else do we have? We have the Knight of Needles. Okay. I do feel like you could be in your head a little bit in more of a negative sense. So let's come back to this King of Needles. So with the Knight of Needles, I feel like in February you might even honestly be feeling a little bit vengeful. Okay. And that could have to do with that conversation I was picking up on of like needing to have a conversation with somebody or needing to address something in particular. But I just feel like that could have you a little bit anxious or have you more spiteful, angry. I don't know. But there are some intense feelings that I'm picking up on, and you are in your headspace around how to approach that or how to express that specifically. Okay. Yeah, you could be a little bit like quick to act. So, but I feel like the King of Needles is trying to. Honestly, it seems like you might be quick to act in the beginning and then like you settle down and like listen to the person or take in the information. So it feels like you might be a little bit impulsive at first and then like you get more of the story or more of the picture. Okay. All right, what else? You got the star card here. Okay. So this honestly is what I was picking up on of like just having more information or, you know, some sort of wisdom that is enlightening for you. Okay, let's clarify this star card. Impasse. Okay, didn't, huh? Impasse. I feel like something has been, yeah, illuminated for you. You know, something that was blocking your way of thinking or some sort of growth in a certain area of life. And it seems like with the star card, you know, Zero's nose, you know, lights up. And so I feel like a path is like illuminated for you. You're getting clarity on something specific. And like I said, it's something that involves healing. Okay. So that's good. So basically, yeah, an obstacle is being removed. Let's get another card on this too. Here, please. Finding love. Yep. Okay. Yeah, connecting. Like, honestly, I feel like it's either connecting with yourself on a deeper level, you know, another side of yourself, you know, becoming more in partnership and union, or it's another person. So I call that already. But it seems like, you know, whatever impasse or block, challenge that stood in the way of you forming more of a bond or a relationship with this person or yourself, there's some sort of knowledge or insight you're coming into that is illuminating a path for you to move forward. Okay. And then we've got Page of Candles. Yeah. So honestly, I feel like for some of you, if this involves a relationship, it could be that a spark is like being reignited. If this is somebody that you're dealing with and you feel like they did something shady and you know you were impulsive about it, like I feel like after hearing them out and you know coming together, that you're able to have more of a spark or an understanding, you know, and more of a desire for the person. For those of you who it's not about another person, it could just be like a desire for something in particular. Can you elaborate, Spirit? Page of Candles. What are you saying? I feel like some emotions are melting away, and well, stagnant emotions. So with this Page of Candles, it just kind of seems like a way is being illuminated for you. Like I already said that, but it's more so like putting a flame up to ice. That's what it feels like. Like something that has been frozen, stagnant, and like I said, some sort of barrier, something like that. But it just, with this Page of Candles, it seems like you've got renewed inspiration or motivation, and that's able to start melting away what has been frozen, what has been had a pause on it. Because it seems like you couldn't move forward until the past was healed or the situation was healed. Okay, but now I feel like you're moving forward. Six of Candles. All right, you're even celebrating. You're feeling happy. You're feeling more secure or available, present in your own body. Okay. Yeah. In touch with yourself, in touch with your feelings. Like you're not expending energy to something that was driving you more mad or more fearful, anxious, like wanting to instigate, or like, I don't know, just like this, anything that was unsettling, you're not giving your energy to it anymore, because there's this renewed spark that is melting that away, melting away those feelings that you were harboring. Okay, so that's what I feel. But yeah, I just feel this here, Queen of Presence, like you feel more at peace in your body, and possibly with a relationship with another person. It could be that this person is showing up and like, actively trying to get on your good side or actively change their ways. Like, somebody who doesn't cook, now all of a sudden they're cooking. Now they're trying to do acts of service. Now they're, showing up. So, yeah. Okay. Let's give you one more card here. Perfectionism. Permission to make mistakes is so freeing. It's the root of creativity and change. Allow me, divine, to make as many mistakes as I need. Free me from the prison of perfectionism. Okay. Okay, so that could even, so the roles could be reversed here. What I was just saying about this Queen of Presence and like this other person that you could be dealing with. It could be you who may have made a mistake, and then the person put a wall up on the connection or something like that. So, you know what's going on with your situation, take it how it resonates. But yeah, that feels like it could be you who is kind of pondering and reflecting on your own actions and behaviors and how you've blocked your progress on this relationship or on a particular situation. But I see, like I said, like this wall of ice being melted, and you being able to move forward and having success with the situation, the connection with yourself or with somebody else, and it moving. All right. So, and then hold on, let me hold this up because I love this card. All right. So that's being in union, and like I said, partnership right off the gate. Okay. So I love that for you. That was your reading, Gemini. Good luck on your journey.